There comes a moment in every person's life when you've got to look in the mirror and say, enough is enough. I'm done shrinking to fit in. I'm done doubting what's inside of me. You've been sitting on brilliance. You've been walking past your reflection, ignoring the greatness staring back at you. Stop asking for permission. You've waited long enough for people to recognize what's already inside you. Too many dreams have died in the waiting rooms of approval. You've been holding your breath, hoping that someone would say, now is your time. But the truth is, your time began the moment you were born. You don't need a title, a degree, or a crowd to begin. You don't need applause to move. Destiny doesn't wait for validation. It responds to asterisk movement. Asterisk, some of you have been carrying ideas that were meant to change your entire life, but you've kept them locked away because someone didn't believe in them. You let their disbelief become your limitation. But their inability to see your vision doesn't mean your vision isn't real. It just means it was given to asterisk you, asterisk not them. You were chosen to carry it, to protect it, to bring it to life. And if you keep waiting for everyone to understand, you'll die with potential still inside you. Stop asking people who have never built anything how to build your dream. Stop seeking permission from people who are too afraid to chase their own purpose. They don't see what you see because they weren't meant to. You're not crazy for dreaming big. You're not arrogant for believing there's more inside you. You're simply aware that something greater is calling you, and you refuse to stay small any longer. You've spent too much time trying to fit into places that were never built for your size. You've been trimming your wings just to make other people comfortable with your flight. You've been lowering your voice so others wouldn't feel insecure about their silence. But you were never made to blend in. You were designed to asterisk stand out. Asterisk, you carry something powerful, something divine, something this world desperately needs. And here's the truth. No one is going to give you permission to be great. Greatness doesn't get handed out. It gets taken asterisk by those bold enough to believe they can. Every time you wait for permission, you give up authority over your own destiny. Every time you hold back, you tell the world that their opinions matter more than your purpose. But you were not created to live on mute. You were created to move mountains, to shift atmospheres, to break generational patterns, to leave a mark that outlives you. There's a difference between humility and hesitation. Humility says, I know I'm gifted, but I give glory to the one who gave it. Hesitation says, I'm gifted, but I'm scared to use it. And that's where many people stay, trapped between knowing and doing, between potential and purpose. But nothing changes until you decide. Nothing unlocks until you move. So stop waiting for a sign. Stop waiting for everything to make sense. Stop waiting for the fear to go away. It won't. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving asterisk in spite asterisk of it. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need a made-up mind. Today is the day you stop asking for permission and start walking in authority. You have everything you need. You are equipped. You are capable. You are enough. Step out of the shadows of doubt and into the light of destiny. Because your purpose has been waiting not for the world to agree, but for you to believe. Focus is your superpower. In a world that thrives on noise, distraction, and endless scrolling, focus has become one of the rarest and most valuable forms of strength. Everything around you is designed to steal your attention, every notification, every comparison, every meaningless conversation that drags you away from your purpose. But when you decide to focus, truly focus, you take back control over your destiny. Focus separates the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the builders, the distracted from the determined. Focus isn't just about what you look at. It's about what you ignore. You can't build something powerful when your energy is scattered everywhere. You can't hear your inner voice when the world is shouting in your ears. Sometimes you have to go quiet. You have to disconnect to reconnect. You have to turn down the noise of others so you can tune in to the frequency of your calling. Because every time you chase everything, you end up catching nothing. Focus gives you the power to say no, no to distraction, no to drama, no to things that don't feed your future. When you focus, your vision sharpens, your pace quickens, and your path clears. What used to confuse you suddenly makes sense. What once felt heavy becomes direction. You stop reacting to everything and start responding to purpose. People may call you distant, they may say you've changed, and that's okay. Growth always looks like distance to those who are standing still. Don't apologize for focusing. Don't apologize for choosing your peace, your progress, and your purpose over people who don't see your value. The greatest weapon against failure is focus. Every person who's ever achieved greatness learned how to guard their attention. They learned that focus isn't just a mindset, it's a discipline. It's waking up each day and deciding what deserves your energy and what doesn't. It's cutting out distractions even when they're comfortable. It's saying, I can't hang out today. Not because you're rude, but because you're building. It's turning off your phone, not because you're antisocial, but because you're intentional. It's understanding that your time is the currency of your future, and every moment wasted is a piece of destiny delayed. Focus doesn't make life easier, it makes it meaningful. It forces you to face what matters. It reveals your weaknesses, your habits, your excuses. It holds a mirror to your potential and asks, are you ready to rise? Because focus doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you are. It takes you from scattered to steady, from restless to resolved. The reason most people never reach their potential is not because they lack talent. It's because they lack focus. They start strong but get distracted halfway. They lose sight of why they started. But you can't afford to lose focus. There's too much at stake. There's a generation waiting for your voice, a dream waiting for your commitment, a purpose waiting for your full attention. So make up your mind. Don't let distractions become your downfall. Don't let the noise of the world drown out the whisper of your destiny. You have a calling that requires clarity. You have a future that requires focus. Protect it, guard it. Feed it, because once you learn to master your focus, you master your life. You are the investment. For too long, you've been pouring into everything and everyone but yourself. You've been showing up for people who wouldn't even notice if you stopped, giving energy to situations that do nothing but drain you and calling it loyalty. You've been feeding other people's dreams while starving your own. But the truth is, you are the most valuable asset you'll ever have. You are the foundation on which every blessing, every opportunity, and every success must be built. If you don't take care of you, nothing else can stand. You've got to stop treating yourself like an afterthought in your own life. You can't keep running on empty and expecting to overflow. Every time you say yes when you really mean no, you're withdrawing from your own account. Every time you give your energy to things that don't grow you, you're bankrupting your spirit. You've been taught that self-sacrifice is noble, but there's nothing noble about neglecting your own purpose. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and you cannot elevate others from a place of exhaustion. You have to make a decision. Either you keep investing in everyone else and stay stuck, or you start investing in yourself and finally rise. You are the investment because your growth, your peace, your mindset, and your energy are the foundation of everything you will ever create. When you grow, everything around you grows. When you heal, the way you love changes. When you learn, the quality of your decisions transforms. When you strengthen your spirit, you become unshakable. The return on investing in yourself will always outshine anything else the world can offer. That book you read, that time you spend in reflection, that skill you master, that boundary you set, all of it compounds into the person you're becoming. It's time to stop apologizing for choosing yourself. It's time to stop feeling guilty for resting, for saying no, for protecting your peace. You've spent years trying to be everything for everyone, and yet the one person you've ignored is staring back at you in the mirror. You've been the comforter, the encourager, the helper, but when was the last time you gave that same love to yourself? You deserve to be poured into. You deserve to feel full. You deserve to experience what it's like to be your own priority. People may call you selfish when you start setting boundaries, but that's because they were benefiting from your lack of them. They'll call you distant when you start focusing, but that's because they can no longer use your attention to fill their own emptiness. Don't let their discomfort make you doubt your decision to grow. Protecting your peace isn't arrogance, it's wisdom. Valuing your time isn't pride, it's purpose. You are the investment, and every decision you make should reflect that truth. Feed your mind with knowledge, your heart with peace, and your body with care. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your worth, not those who make you question it. Spend time with silence, sit with your thoughts, listen to your soul, because everything you're chasing, the success, the stability, the happiness, all of it begins with you. The world will only value you at the level you value yourself. If you keep underselling your worth, people will keep paying you in disrespect. But when you rise, when you prioritize your growth, when you start saying, "I matter too," everything shifts. Doors open differently. Opportunities align differently. Life responds to the way you treat yourself. So today, make a new commitment. You will no longer give your best to what doesn't give back. You will no longer ignore your needs while fulfilling everyone else's. You will invest in you because you are the most powerful return this world will ever see. Unlock what's buried inside. Everything you're searching for, everything you're praying for, everything you think you lack, it's already within you. The strength you admire in others, the creativity you envy, the courage you crave, it's all there, lying dormant beneath the surface of fear, doubt, and hesitation. You don't need to be fixed, you need to be found. You've been waiting for some external force to open doors for you, but the truth is, the key has always been in your own hands. The question isn't whether you're gifted, the question is whether you're ready to use what you've been given. Too many people live their lives searching for something that's been inside them the whole time. They chase validation, applause, titles, and attention, thinking those things will unlock their purpose. But purpose doesn't come from outside sources, it comes from inner revelation. You don't need a crowd to confirm what God already placed in your spirit. You don't need to be noticed to be powerful. You just need to wake up to the truth that everything you need to become who you were meant to be is already planted within you. Every trial you've faced, every heartbreak, every closed door, it wasn't meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal you. Pressure doesn't create weakness, it exposes strength. Diamonds are formed in darkness, under weight, under time. And so are you. You keep thinking you're behind, that you've missed your moment, but maybe the delay was protection. Maybe the waiting was preparation, because before something can be unlocked, it has to be ready. You had to be broken enough to release pride, humbled enough to listen, and tested enough to trust. You had to learn who you are before you could handle who you're becoming. There's power inside of you that you've barely tapped into. There's a version of you that you haven't even met yet. A version that's confident, fearless, and unshakable. But that version can only come forth when you stop running from the work within. You've been searching for change around you, but transformation begins inside you. Stop waiting for the right moment. Start unlocking what's been buried under excuses and fears. Every gift needs to be activated, and the activation begins the moment you decide to stop hiding behind comfort and start walking in courage. You've convinced yourself that you're not ready, that you're not good enough, that someone else is better equipped. But that's the lie that's kept countless people from unlocking their destiny. Read this carefully. Your potential is not waiting for perfection. It's waiting for permission. Not from others, but from you. You have to give yourself permission to shine, to start, to try, to fail, to grow. Because what's buried inside of you can't stay buried forever. The world needs what you carry. The ideas, the wisdom, the heart. Someone's waiting on the gift you keep hiding. When you unlock what's inside, you become dangerous to doubt. You start walking with a quiet confidence that doesn't depend on applause. You start speaking with authority because you finally believe in the power of your voice. You stop chasing opportunities because opportunities begin chasing you. That's the power of unlocking yourself. You shift from waiting to walking, from wishing to working, from dreaming to doing. Don't die with what's inside you still locked away. Don't let fear keep the door closed. Life isn't about finding yourself. It's about freeing yourself. Every step you take toward purpose is a turn of the key. Every act of courage is a click of the lock. And when the final turn comes, the world will see the brilliance that's been hidden beneath your hesitation. So stop searching, stop waiting, and start unlocking. Everything you need is already inside. It's time to let it out. Let go to grow. That's one of the hardest lessons you'll ever have to learn. But it's the one that will change everything. Growth and holding on cannot coexist. You can't rise while clinging to what's keeping you grounded. You can't step into your next season while dragging the weight of your last one. Life will keep trying to move you forward, but you can't go anywhere if your hands are full of what used to be. The truth is, some of what you're holding onto isn't bad. It's just done. And when something has served its purpose, you've got to have the courage to release it, even if it hurts. Letting go doesn't always mean walking away from people. Sometimes it means releasing the version of yourself that survived but no longer serves you. It means letting go of the habits that kept you safe but small. It means forgiving the moments that broke you, so they don't keep breaking you. Some of you are carrying old pain like it's proof of identity. You've allowed wounds to become walls. You've let yesterday's losses define tomorrow's possibilities. But you can't keep rehearsing old pain and expect to live a new life. Healing begins where holding on ends. You can't climb while clutching the past. You can't grow while gripping guilt, regret, or resentment. Every time you hold onto what hurt you, you're anchoring yourself to a moment that's no longer real. The memory remains, but the power it has over you only exists because you keep feeding it. There's freedom on the other side of release, but freedom requires trust, trust that what's meant for you won't leave, and what left was never meant to stay. Some relationships aren't toxic because the people are evil. They're toxic because the season is over. You've outgrown the conversations, the energy, the mindset. You're speaking the language of vision, but they only understand comfort. That's why you feel misunderstood. That's why you feel heavy after being around them. Growth will always create distance from what doesn't evolve with you. And that's okay. You're not abandoning people, you're honoring your purpose. There are things you've been holding on to because you're afraid of the unknown. But you can't build a future while staying loyal to the familiar. Faith means letting go of what you can see to reach what you can't. It's trusting that there's more ahead than what's behind. You can't experience transformation while clinging to transition. You can't soar while your feet are still chained to the ground. Sometimes God won't open new doors because your hands are too full to turn the handle. Letting go takes strength, but it also takes clarity. You have to be honest about what's draining you, what's distracting you, and what's delaying you. Some weights don't look heavy until you try to run with them. That's why you're tired. That's why you feel stuck. You've been trying to fly with baggage that was never meant to come on this journey. Lighten your load. Make peace with the fact that not everything or everyone can go with you. Growth demands release, and yes, letting go hurts. It will feel like loss at first, but what feels like loss is actually making room for increase. When you release what no longer fits, you make space for what's meant for your future. You'll find new strength, new peace, new purpose. You'll breathe lighter. You'll dream bigger. You'll stop surviving and start living. Growth isn't just about gaining more. It's about shedding what no longer serves your becoming. So let go of the anger. Let go of the fear. Let go of the version of yourself that was only built to endure. It's time to grow, and growth begins with release. Because every time you let go of what's behind you, your hands are free to reach for what's in front of you. It's time to step out of the waiting room of life. You've been sitting there, staring at the door of opportunity, hoping it will open on its own. You've been praying, wishing, planning, but never moving. You tell yourself you're waiting for the right time, the right sign, the right circumstances, but sometimes waiting becomes a disguise. For fear, you call it patience, but deep down, you know it's hesitation. Life isn't waiting for you to be ready, it's waiting for you to begin. Every moment you spend waiting for perfect conditions, you're losing precious time that could have been used to create them. You've got to understand that movement is what activates miracles. Faith is not a chair you sit in. It's a step you take. Nothing shifts until you do. Too many people are stuck in almost starting the business, almost writing the book, almost making the change. They live their entire lives one step away from breakthrough because they never move. The waiting room feels safe, predictable, quiet, comfortable, but nothing grows in comfort. Growth demands action. You can't discover your wings while standing on the ground. Some of you have mistaken preparation for progress. You've spent years preparing, perfecting, planning, but you've never launched. You've been collecting information instead of gaining experience. You've been talking about your dream more than you've been working on it. Preparation is good, but there comes a time when you've learned enough to start. You can't steer a parked car. You can't expect momentum without motion. At some point, you've got to stop waiting for the right moment and realize the right moment is the one you decide to move. Fear will whisper 1,000 reasons to stay still. It will tell you you're not ready, not qualified, not enough. But fear is a liar. Fear will keep you trapped in potential while your destiny waits in purpose. You've been equipped for this season. You've been molded, tested, stretched not to stay comfortable, but to step out. You've been given the tools, the wisdom, and the experience. Now it's time to use them. You don't need another sign. You need to take another step. There's a version of you on the other side of obedience that you haven't met yet. A version that's confident, powerful, and unstoppable. But that version won't appear while you're still waiting for someone else to confirm what's already been confirmed inside of you. Sometimes the only thing standing between who you are and who you could be is a single act of courage. And courage doesn't mean you aren't scared. It means you move despite the fear. You've got to get up and start walking toward what's been calling you. Stop waiting for everything to line up. It never will. Stop waiting for everyone to understand. They never will. The people who succeed aren't the ones who had perfect timing. They're the ones who acted when it didn't make sense. Destiny doesn't knock twice. When opportunity calls, you answer even if your voice shakes. Because hesitation will cost you more than failure ever will. You've already spent enough time sitting, thinking, and waiting. You've waited for signs, for strength, for support. But sometimes the support doesn't come until you start walking. The path doesn't appear until your feet begin to move. The resources don't show up until you commit to the vision. Waiting feels safe, but movement builds faith. When you move, doors open. When you move, clarity comes. When you move, heaven responds. It's time to stop treating your potential like a secret and start treating it like a mission. You've prayed enough, you've prepared enough, you've dreamed enough. Now it's time to do. Step out of that waiting room. Step into the unknown. Step into your calling, because purpose doesn't wait, and neither should you.